Well, so it's not going as straightforward as I'd like. I think I'll get it figured out, but while I was probing in there with my boroscope, not only is that one rock still lodged in there, I actually found a second one on the other side. So here's the tank right after tumbling in the dryer and getting most of the rocks and nuts out. You see it made a huge difference, although there's still a whole bunch of dust flying around. So it's kind of hard to see much detail from far away, but it sure is a lot better. I am really surprised at how effective that was. So here you can see a rock that is still lodged in a tight spot near the back of the tank, which was kind of funny but also kind of irritating. You could just barely see the back of the tank there before panning forward again. I think this is the side of the tank. I'm not sure, but also that yellow rust down by the welding spots came out too. I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, that turned out really good. They're still lodged in there, and I'm not sure. I think I'm going to try digging them out with a coat hanger. Next, I tried poking at them with a wire, and that did nothing. I tried banging on the gas tank with a hammer to kind of knock them loose. That did nothing. I thought I got two more rocks out of there that I thought were not even in there. So maybe putting rocks in there was not such a good idea. Maybe just sticking with nuts next time. But you know, you learn, or smaller rocks that aren't going to get lodged anywhere. But the other issue is I'm looking in here, and so this part of the gas tank, right in here and right in here, didn't really have enough contact with the deruster, and so it still has a fair amount of surface rust on it, more than I'd like. So I really don't want to seal it until I get that taken care of. I thought I would pour the sealer in today, but nope, doesn't look like that's going to happen today. So that's where I am. I'm not sure what to do. I can put the deruster back in and try to get those sides. I'll show you the boroscope imagery when I edit the movie or the video. But okay, so we're back in the tank, and we're heading back over to the rock that's lodged down near the end there. And I'm gonna try and get it out, but I think all the footage I have, there's a nice shot of the top of the tank. Just as a quick distraction from the main topic, but yeah, that turned out really well. So, okay, back to the rock. So, my first thought is, well, maybe I can get it with a screwdriver, but it turns out that the filler hole is too small and I can't get enough of an angle to actually reach the rock with a straight object. So unfortunately, a screwdriver is not going to work. So next I thought maybe I can hook it with a wire. You know, I at least can bend a wire, right? So maybe I can hook it with a wire. No, that's not going to work either. However, I got a pretty good view of it right here, and the camera, well, when I'm not whacking it with the wire, the camera is pretty stable and you can get a nice look at it. So I can poke at it with the wire, but it will not dislodge. And I'm not actually sure if I have video footage of actually getting the rock out. So another view of the rock and the back of the tank, which actually looks pretty darn good. I believe this is definitely after I washed it with the degreaser. I don't know if this was, I think I may have already also, oh crap, there's another rock. So okay, so I got a rock lodged in two spots now. Yay. At least the interior looks good. Sorry about the jerky camera, but it's just really hard to pan this thing without shaking it. Most of the gas tank looks fantastic. This part of the inside looks great. You can see this entire area here looks fantastic, and all this area in here looks great. And then from what I can see, like up in here looks fine. You can see there's like, you know, little tiny spots of surface rust, but the sealer is designed to coat that as well. It's, you know, it's a tank sealer. It's designed to do this, and I've had very good luck on it. I don't know, I've probably said it a million times before, but yeah, it does work, but I want to give it every chance to succeed. So first I'm going to get those rocks out, then I think I'm going to put the deruster back in and try and get it into these areas here. Then I'll have to rinse it out again, and then I'll have to dry it out again. So all of that's going to take a while, but yeah, things don't always go quite as smoothly as I hope. So that's an update, and hopefully I'll come back when I have some successes to report. It's like right in there. I can actually see it. You know, if I shine a light in there. So let me see if I can get it with something straight. I can poke at it, but nothing's happening. Let's try a different. No, that's not long enough. Well, anyway, so at least I can get to it. But I'll have to. I did get the other one out. I poked it with an old speedometer cable and got it lodged underneath it, and so I gave it a good yank and it popped right out. Look at how clean that is, though. That's yeah, that's after the Por 15 degreaser and the metal prep. So works great on rocks too, apparently. Oh, let's see. Where'd my little flashlight go? Where'd my little flashlight go? Oh, there it is, sitting right there. Okay. Yeah, I can see it. Ooh, maybe if I got my long, skinny screwdriver. I still don't really regret putting all those rocks in there. They did a fantastic job. Aha! I think I got it loose there. Yeah, they really did do a great job knocking all that loose rust off. Found it. There it is. Okay. Got hold of it, and let's try that. And Look at that. Alright. Next time, maybe rocks this size are a little too big. Smaller rocks wouldn't get wedged in there in these, yeah, use smaller, none of the nuts got wedged in, so just use small bits, not large bits of whatever you're going to use. Anyway, I will be back when I get this all, I don't know, I'll be back when I think the next interesting thing happens. I almost had a crisis. I could not find the new bottle of tank sealer. Turns out it got stashed in a box that got moved out of the way and forgotten about. So, I found it so we can get back to work. Okay, so where did my... Oh, I need to tape this off first. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that I can cover all the holes and get everything coated with this stuff. So this should be the last time I have to plug this guy up, which will be nice because I'm kind of getting tired of doing it. Oh well. I think the plate I made is over there. And screws. They can hold inside down this plate, and so they can really move it, and now they're going to coat it. So before it dries. Before the coating dries, they're going to be taken out, and I'll wipe them off because they don't need to be like super coated. Just a little bit would be nice. Okay, so the top, what I want to do with the top is I want to throw a piece of plastic down between that and that because I don't want the sealant to get all up in there. But yeah, this should keep the sealant off of the gasket and out of the little vent hole. Just don't want to plug that up. And then I'll treat that separate later. So we'll just do something like that. Uh-oh. No, not quite, because that needs to... Okay. We need to make this a little bit more custom shaped. Okay, let's try that again, huh? This time, we keep it away from the latch, and it should work. There we go. So we now have the perfect seal right here, which we shouldn't need for very long, but we do need it because we need to get this stuff all over the place. So here's the new stuff, and here's the here's some older stuff that is still wet. So I'll pour this one in first. I thought about buying a bigger one, but everybody online insisted that this little tiny thing could treat up to a 5-gallon gas tank. I gotta admit, even though I've used this stuff before, I'm a little skeptical. I mean, you could certainly paint a lot of surface area with this stuff, but the problem is we can't paint it because it's, you know, inside the gas tank. So all we can do is pour it in and hope that it all gets sloshed into all the places. So, and the more of this stuff you put in, the more likely it will be to actually slosh everywhere. So before I do this, I want to clean things up and reread the directions to make sure that I'm not missing something important. I'll be back after I do that. Okay, so I think I'll go with this setup. This balances real nice, so when I go to drain it out, I can let it sit for quite a while, and then I have somewhere to put the can, and then this won't fall down. So I've reread the directions. They are pretty much what I remember them to be. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these guys open. I'm going to go ahead and throw the new stuff in first, and then follow it with the older stuff. They don't really recommend reusing the sealer once you've opened it, but you know what? I've used the older stuff for more than one thing. I used that one for 2 little 1-gallon tanks, and I just thought it was silly to buy 2 of these, because I did those 2 tanks basically at the same time. I did one, and then I basically dumped the one into the other. And from what I remember, this stuff doesn't really fully mix. I've never seen it fully mix before, so into like a homogeneous mixture. There's always some of this floaty stuff. So if you mix it like that, you can get it all to come to the surface, and then you can get it to kind of hide it like that. But yeah, it's still not, it's just not going to mix all that great. Okay, so, but it makes a nice thin coating. Look at that. So it's not, it doesn't make like a super thick coating. It just kind of, you know, and that's all you need. So let's pour this stuff in, shall we? Oh, for crying out loud. Okay, let's see if we can catch that while it drips. Where's it gonna drip? Right there? Okay. So let's see what condition this one is in. Most of it's actually already still in there. Move that down a little bit maybe. I don't know, maybe that's too low. How's that? It's still super fast. I have to take a tea. Not what the water is better. Yeah, it's a key portion, I guess. It's on there. Actually, underneath it. Wow. This stuff makes excellent pieces too. Jeez. It's crazy. Yeah, all we're doing is pulling up the bottom here. Let's see. Only by that much. Whack that. There we go. Okay. So we will not be reusing this can. And I shook it as good as I could without opening it. I intended to stir it, but oh well. We'll just have to mix it inside the gas tank, I guess. Alright, we need another. Yeah. Getting this stuff all over the tank. You can hear it, you can feel it. Oh wait, oh, it's just, so I have in there. Oh, hard way. Now we have to get fluid here and then turn like that, feel it out, and then fill it again this way. Well, anyway, this must be getting pretty boring watching a tank get rotated, so I will come back when I'm ready to drain it.